Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the First 15 Accountability Party with me, Melinda B. Powers, founder and manager of Intentional Professionals. As you can tell, my voice is a little hoarse. I'm a little tired, but I could not leave you without another installment because I'm so inspired and I want to be able to help inspire you. So what we do on our call is we provide 5 minutes of reporting wins so we can celebrate what we've done, 5 minutes of encouragement and motivation to set us up to those last 5 minutes where we talk about our me time goals that we're going to accomplish this week. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the wins. I will speak first. Of course, I always do. And as people come into the chat, I see a comment. Hi, Errol. How are you? Um, I'll start with myself, and Errol, you can be typing while I'm talking. So my win for last week, I had a few actually. I'm very happy about how last week turned out. And I will just pick one of them being I joined a new board, a nonprofit board, and I really like the group. They are very socially conscious and environmentally conscious. And I think it's going to be a really nice change from what I'm used to doing in service when it comes to, hi, Anthony, when it comes to my board service. So I'm really excited about being a part of that group and the work that we're going to do moving forward. So, guys, please put your wins in the chat. The first 5 minutes is for wins. Thank you, Christine. Hi. Um, Please put your wins from last week in the chat. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be something really tiny. If it was, washing your dishes because you've been neglecting it and you got it done, that's a win in my book. So it's not always the big wins, but of course we welcome those. If you did something really awesome, we want to know about it here. All right. So I'm just waiting for that chat to bubble up. Come on, guys. I want to know about your wins. I'm really excited. But while I'm waiting, I will just kind of chime in as to I know I can hear my voice sounds a little raspy. So I have been working on a really important project and I have been staying up late and working long, long days to get this thing done. And I'm right there at the finish line. Today is the day. So luckily I don't have to spend a lot of time doing other things and I'm able to focus on that, but I had to show up here. So thank you guys for your support. I know a lot of you personally, so I appreciate your support and cheering me on. And things are definitely looking up. All right. So Anthony, he said, you realized you'll have 3 more clients when you launch Alpha. Couldn't work on it because of work though. Okay, well, that's great. And so Anthony worked with me when I was at the SBDC as a business consultant. And he has this really cool app that he's developing. And I'm super, super excited for him. And I can't wait to see it. So please keep us posted. But congratulations. TR, hi TR. He says he finally unpacked his suitcase from his business trip. Now that's a win. Some of us, it takes us a while. All right, Errol, still working on that honey-do list. Okay, okay. You can share some specifics. You're telling us that every week. What did you do? Like, what was the big one? Did you do some DIY stuff? Did you reorganize? Did you clean something? All right, Christine, you finally led your first MVP launch and commercial strategy for your company's new product. Congratulations! That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. So Christine has this amazing job and she's just been doing so great. I'm so proud of her. And that is awesome news. And, we got to talk soon. I want to hear more about that. All right. So it looks like everybody has responded that's on the call. And we're going to go ahead and move forward a little early. Why not? So let's transition into the blog/pep talk. Now, this is funny because in the spirit of transparency that comes with accountability, I will admit I have not read my blog for the week yet. I usually write those on Sunday and publish them around midnight. And that did not happen because of the project I'm working on. I've been giving all of my time to that the past week. So that fell by the wayside. It will get done this evening because the project's due today. So once I'm done with that, I'll get the blog in. But what it had me thinking about is how we should never give up on ourselves. My experience that I've been having with my business and just navigating a different phase in my life has really shown me that I wouldn't have accomplished any of this if I had given up. And sometimes people are not going to be there to support you and hype you. You're not going to always have a hype man. You're not always going to have cheerleaders. Sometimes you have to find that from within. However you do that, whether that's through faith or religion or that meditation or affirmations or something you just really like to do, whether it's walking, running, exercising, creativity. I love to do creative things sometimes to keep myself motivated and inspired. But we have to find something that like a touchstone that we can go to, because there won't always be other people there to do it for you. And another important thing, if you're in small business, you learn that people tend to not want to help you as much unless they see you doing something on your own. There are really not a lot of handouts going on in the world. And I don't think that's just relegated to small business ownership either. I think in corporate environments, that's true as well. And so we just have to get used to, digging deep and finding whatever that is to keep us grounded and to keep us motivated, because it's very hard. I can definitely attest. This year has been pretty rocky. It wasn't what I expected starting out, and it's starting to level out some. And I'm really excited to see that leveling, because I work really hard and I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. And it's hard too when you really care and you really want to see things flourish and they're just not flourishing. So we all have those dark moments. We all have those times where we feel like, what's the point? But just like that cartoon, I know we've all seen it with the two guys that are mining for gold underground, or diamonds, I'm sorry. And one of them is like an inch away and he turns around and leaves. And the other guy is like about to strike. You're always just one step away from striking, riches and fortune and abundance. We just have to keep at it. Quitters never win and winners never quit. And that's something that I tell myself a lot. I have to remind myself, because sometimes it's so easy to just not try. It doesn't take a lot of energy and effort, but you have to live with that regret. And that's probably the worst part, is living with the regret of not doing the things you really wanted to do and really wanted to try. And you just got to battle through that fear. We all have it. No one's immune. People do a good job of putting on that face like they don't have any problems or any hard times, but everyone has them. So, we have to be really honest about that. Everyone has down days. Everyone has tough spots and situations that they have to work through and deal with. So just be encouraged. Know that you're not alone. That's why I've created this space here, because I want to create a community around accountability and take the shame out of it. Just because you didn't get the thing done or you didn't do it exactly as you planned to, it doesn't mean it was a failure. It gives you information on how you can do better next time, or you can build on that and improve it. Everything doesn't have to be looked at as a fail. And I just think we've gotten to a culture it's very zero sum. You either win or you lose. You're in or you're out. You're a loser or a winner. And it doesn't bode well for our self-esteem. And our self-esteem is centrally important to our success, whether you're in business for yourself or you're in the corporate world. It doesn't matter. You have to have that core of yourself really solid in order to make those strides and to keep going. And then you can help inspire others. Sometimes when people see you continuing to strike through those barriers, it inspires them. So you never know who's watching you. People are always watching you, by the way, in case you didn't know. And so it's not about them, but it's nice to know that when we can really be true to ourselves and stick to our goals and not be deterred, it can also have a ripple effect. So that was my grand point there. All right. So Errol did chime in. He said he painted the front doors. I'm sorry. Blurry. Painted front doors, cleaned out your garage, and you started building a shed. You'll finish the shed this week. Okay. We got a handyman over here. That's awesome. Hey, how much you charge? I might have some things. I have so many projects. I know I need to go in my backyard and just trim hedges and stuff. Is a mess, but this is my life right now. But thank you for sharing. And we're just going to move on until we're in those last 5 minutes just about. And so let's transition into that me time. So guys in the chat and gals in the chat, what is your most impactful item for this week? That's what me stands for, kind of like Nintendo Wii. So for me, my most impactful item this week, aside from finishing this project today, I'm not going to count that. I think mine is going to be really catching up on all of the random admin stuff I've been neglecting because, those little things pile up and I hate to see them piling up. So I've been writing a list so that once I'm done with this and maybe I take a little nap, I can hit the ground running on just doing those little things that need attention because they do need attention. Otherwise, they become big problems in the future. So, everyone else that's in the chat, if you're still with us, please tell us what your me time is for the week. It doesn't have to be huge. You may have a big project that you're working on, but if you can just talk about a part of that you can accomplish this week, that's okay too, because the small wins build up momentum to the big ones. And not every project can be completed in one fell swoop. A lot of them need time for and progress and all of that good stuff. So please, if you're still here with us, share what your me time is for this week. In the meantime, I'm just very grateful. Thank you all for showing up. I'm seeing the audience grow little by little every week, and it's inspiring me to continue to show up. Anthony says, work on event creation with you know what? I need to do this. I forget I can do that. I keep reading them and I remember at the end. All right, work on event creation with your app, updating it. Oh, work. Okay. Sweet. Work on that. Work on the event creation because oh, okay, Arrow's applying for jobs. I'm with you there. I'm doing a little bit of that too, even though I am working my business at the moment. Thank you guys for sharing. So, oh gosh, Anthony. So Anthony, if you don't mind sharing in the chat, you don't have to do it today if you don't want to, but if you want to start talking a little bit about what your app is about, or if you're looking for volunteers to test it or anything like that, feel free to put that in the chat during the call. Like, that's totally fine. I'm not against people doing that. All right, Christine says, figure out a good marketing strategy. Again, let me use the technology. Figure out a good marketing strategy for LinkedIn campaigns. This is your first time being exposed to them. Okay, that sounds interesting. All right, and TR says, me time, getting out all your committee agendas for the nonprofit completed and sent out this week before your meetings next week. All right, yeah, getting those agendas out a week in advance is very, very good. That actually is a good segue to my model. You got my brain. I had like 3 hours of sleep. Model board member masterclass. I talked about nonprofits, and those of you that know me know that I have a background in nonprofit management, and I have a really big gripe about how some nonprofits run improperly. And so I'm always looking when I'm joining a nonprofit to help improve the processes and the policies and things like that. But that's great. So just, pro tip, if you are on a board and you are executive director or, board chair or president, getting those agendas and things out early is great. Like, there's nothing worse than getting the agenda the day before the meeting or 2 days before, because by then you probably don't have the extra time to look it over thoroughly and thoughtfully. But if you can get those out a week, 2 weeks would be like ideal, but that's pretty rare. But a week gives your board enough time to really examine. They can actually look at it a couple of times, most likely. And it may even give them opportunity on a non-work day to look at them so they're not so rushed. So think about your board when you are sending those things out. And I've just take it from me, is really tough when you get it a day or two in advance. And it just doesn't give you a lot of time to really thoughtfully look over the documents. All right, Anthony says, sure, if you create events, I love to connect with you to test my app for getting audiences interested in your specific event niche. Yes. Like I said, I worked with Anthony a couple of years ago, and he's got a really great idea. I'm really proud of the progress that he's made since we got started. You all know I used to be a business consultant at the SBDC, and it was a really rewarding and fulfilling job. And I got to meet a lot of startups like Anthony, and TR also. I worked with him as well. And it's just really great to see you guys doing your thing and to know that I helped you get to where you are now. So we're coming to the end. I think everyone shared their me time. Thank you so much for participating. I really appreciate you all being here and showing up and supporting. I hope that this is helping you. It absolutely helps me. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Take care.